Conservative Media Viewers, what's going on? It's me, John D. Villarreal, and Paula Villarreal there. I want to wrap up this new series here on the Congresswoman Giffords tragedy and the shooting out there that took the lives of a little girl and other people and some good elderly citizens and a federal judge and the whole 9 yards, and a bunch of other people were wounded and whatnot. And we've talked about all the news. We've talked about the different people trying to make this in political football and how that's wrong, and where we thought that maybe the suspect, if he committed the crime, where he might possibly be coming from potentially. But I want to put all that aside, and I want to look forward into what do we learn from this and where do we go from here. And this might seem incredibly simplistic, but I think it's absolutely true and correct, which is there's nothing to learn from this. There really is very little to learn from this, other than what I said in my last video, that I think that we need to make sure that we're teaching good values to our kids. Parents are involved with their kids. We do reach out to people and we try to build each other up and build society up and all that type of stuff. Okay, but that just goes for any time. But in general, there's nothing to learn from this, meaning that no, we shouldn't have a bunch of security around with our congresspeople. You know what? God bless Congresswoman Giffords for getting out there and meeting with her constituents and talking to people. We need connection. They represent us. That's what everybody's always wanted. Here's someone that wasn't running away from town halls or whatever like that. She was out there talking to people. That's what America is all about. That's what being a representative is all about. These aren't elite rulers in castles with tons of guards and stuff like that or whatever. I'm not saying there shouldn't be any security at the Capitol. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying that we want people accessible. And most of these representatives, they want to go out there and meet with their constituents and talk to the people and do the things. And most people are going to be good and stuff like that. And unfortunately, we've had situations, ever since the duel with Hamilton and Burr and on forward, where there's political violence and stuff like that, and Bobby Kennedy got arrested, so and JFK, and someone tried to shoot Reagan, and on and on. So for most Congress people, we've never had this before because people, I'm not trying to most people don't care about their congressperson. Sorry to tell you, I understand with the president, whatever like that, president, leader of the free world, all that type of stuff, needs a secret service. That makes sense, right? But Congress people, they're very important, but for most people, a lot of people don't even know their congressperson. That's just the truth. And so I think that we want a free society. We don't need any more gun laws. We don't need any more laws. We don't need regulations. We don't need a fairness doctrine. We don't need people trying to crack down on what TV's saying, or violence in video games, or what Hollywood's doing, putting in their films, or what Sarah Palin's saying on her Facebook, or Glenn Beck, or Daily Kos, or anyone else. Our forefathers came to this and mothers came to this country, started this country, immigrated here, whatever, all of it, some of it, whatever, because we want freedom. Because we believe this is the greatest country in the world, in my personal opinion, because we are free, we're an open society, and it's the same thing that we deal, all these people on the left that say, we can't do, watch out, we don't want all this Patriot Act, this and that, whatever. We, for people that are killing 3,000 people that are trying to, blow up planes and do all this type of stuff, whatever. Look, in a lot of ways, as I've said, they have good points. We need freedom here. We do need security. We need law enforcement to have appropriate tactics and measures and stuff like that. But we need to be free, right? And again, it comes down to people, individuals. I'm telling you right now, if there's ever a terrorist on a plane and I'm on a plane, God help that terrorist. Okay, that's all I have to say right there. And we've seen that with Todd Beam and these others. Let's roll and whatnot. It's the same thing. If people are friends of these people, I don't care if your friend wants to commit suicide or is depressed or lost their job or whatever like that. We all have to. It comes down to people. There are people that knew this kid and maybe knew he had problems, and someone needed to reach out to him. And I'm not blaming anybody for this, but then that's where it is, right? It's not on Homeland Security. It's not like we're gonna walk around there and with these Congress people all in these bubbles up in this Capitol Hill, this and that, whatever. I mean, it's like in castles. There is nothing to learn from this in that respect. People need to calm down. This isn't a crisis opportunity to ram through all this, new fairness doctrine, disclose, everything like that. Ridiculous. This should be a testament to our system, to the instincts and the boldness and the braveness and the openness of our Congresswoman Giffords, to our system, to our Constitution, to our freedom, and everything like that. We need a political class that is in touch with and representative of and respectful of their constituents, because the people have the power and all that type of stuff. That's what I think. Paul, what's your take on it?
Yeah, John, I agree with that basically. Almost entirely, actually. The thing here is, it comes down to two different choices here. Either beef up security to everybody, increase the government's involvement, including security and federal security details versus state, local, personal, whatever, or you trust more of individuals to make good decisions. In this case, you would have hoped that his family or people that knew him would have sought out help for him, or would have alerted people, like I believe the underwear bomber. The dad contacted the government or some version of government and said, "Look, I'm concerned about my son." It's a shame. Well, unfortunately, that apparently didn't get heated, but it's unfortunate that nobody did that in this case. But what's the alternative? Government controls everybody's life, and they, detect when someone might, be experiencing something, and then, that's not going to work, and it particularly won't work in this country, based upon our ideals and our Constitution. So I agree with you. It's a tragedy, and we have to have more individual responsibility. If something's going on for me, I have to recognize it and kind of take myself out of a situation or say, I need help. That's part of my social contract. And, and hopefully the people that know me would do the same thing. And I think that's more of the solution.
I love it. What do you think out there? You tell us what you think. I think we need more freedom and more openness, and we need to get back to being self-reliant and also looking out for our neighbor. And all that type of stuff. So you tell me what you think. Comments below. Subscribe above. I'm John DiValero. That is Paul. You're watching Conservative New Media, and we thank you, and we'll see you next time.